To be honest, this is a man that definitely gives us a fair shout whenever it comes to these interviews. Speca, welcome back to the desk. It's a fresh new stage and, well, I mean, you've still got that dirty mustache look. How's it feeling after kick-starting stage 3?
Feels phenomenal, gentlemen. Fantastic to be here and to see all your beautiful faces. So thank you so much for having us on, and it's fantastic to have our first win of the season and break the curse of 7th heaven. So we're here to have some impact this stage.
Awesome, Speca, of course. Always good to get your insight. I'm keen to hear your thoughts actually on Thunderbird, of course, new into this stage. You had a couple of weeks to practice her on the test server. Both you and Divers brought her out in this matchup. How do you see her fitting into the meta for the stage?
She's pretty imperative. Even oddly enough, if you experiment with like a Wamai and a Jaeger band, she's a relatively strong substitute. However, if you can kind of like combine her with those added operators, it's a pretty like bunkered position, right? So for example, up on top floor of Cafe on those little bars, I'm trying to think of a friendly term to call it, but anyway, you can kind of like stack your ADSs up there, stack your Wamais. Cocktail, that's it, sorry. Perfect, yeah, Cocktail 1 bar, we'll call that one. So pretty much you can, stack up your Kona stations there along with all your utility, and it's a pretty comfy little anchor point. And then more or less, if you can have it just on like little rotates and imperative positions, it can of course stim you, it can pick you up. So very crucial operator. I would say it's definitely a nice bit of flavor to add in on the defensive lineup. So it's definitely going to be seeing a fair bit of play this season from a multitude of teams, I think.
Speca, as you know, a lot of us here on the desk, we like to talk a little bit of rubbish, make a lot of speculation at times. And one thing that has been, of course, on the topic of our tongues is Derpay joining the roster. Yeah. The thought here, at least on the desk, is that he's there to now add some more stability to the team, maybe deal with some of these inconsistency woes. Is that correct, or is there more to it, or give us a bit of an update on the whole Derpay situation?
Look, as long as Xenox isn't the one talking trash, I'm completely fine with that. Sorry, Xenox, no offense, but look, Derp's brought so much value, honestly, already. We've had him for about a 2.5 week period, edging on maybe 3 weeks, and the development that we've undergone, it's been absolutely phenomenal because this team's always had such a large capacity to be phenomenal, but it's just, as you said, those inconsistencies where we fell short. And basically that's been covered up by, for example, communication was a massive rework for us that we did for those first probably like 2 weeks. Now we're working into more like consistent fundamentals and understandings of how to work with each other, but basically it's just kind of accelerating that. So for example, always playing crossfires, always communicating, direct communication too, so as opposed to having like I need utility burns on long, it's like, okay, Bailey, I need you to come burn utility on long, and we're going to nade that afterwards. So it's a full actual game plan, and everyone's got a consistent understanding of what needs to come through. And at the end of the day, communication is absolutely king in this game. Everyone at this level can aim. Everyone at this level should know how to use movement and all that kind of stuff. So it's just really about improving that team chemistry and the influence that Derp's brought. It's words can't even describe how valuable he's been for us, and I just wish that we had him on earlier, but it's feeling fantastic. I've never felt so confident and comfortable going into a season. This is just our first match and it's still very early stages for us, so it's really nice to have someone from that external point of view who's consistently giving notes, consistently giving advice, giving us objectives to set for scrims, keeping our cool, all that stuff, resolving potential conflicts in a consistent tone. And it almost feels like the team's like a massive, real nice, humble family right now. That's amazing to be a part of, and I'm just loving kind of being here, and I feel like the rest of the team can kind of reflect something more or less similar. So nothing but absolute just awe from Derp. I don't mean to gas him up too much, but he's absolutely phenomenal. So loving having him here.
Jeez, mate, that is an absolute... You have literally just opened up the book. I'm sure there's many teams and players sitting back listening to this interview right now thinking, oh, dear God, what are we in for? Honestly, mate, this is incredible to see from our perspective. We've always known that it's there, and we've just been waiting for that key to turn. Seems like Derpay is that final key. Look, mate, we won't hold you too much longer. It's an incredible first day to stage 3 for you boys. Oh, mate, we love having you. Believe me when I say we love having you. Do you have any, especially when you talk shit on Xenox, excuse my French, but do you have any final thoughts before we let you go, Speca?
No, just really happy to be here, really. It was a pretty nice little first match. Glad to come out with that win. Big shout outs to our fans and supporters. Means the world to us. And again, to all you guys at production, everyone at Ubisoft, thank you so much for allowing us to be here and put on a match for you that I'm actually kind of proud of us to say is our strong opening match. So it was awesome, and it was really fun to play, and I'm loving Siege at the moment. The meta's really fun, so really keen for the rest of this stage, and we're going to be having a bit of a burner, boys, so look out.
Mate, we'll be sitting by watching every last second of it. Congratulations on your victory, mate, and we will probably see you tomorrow night in the form you're in.
Oh, looking forward to it.